back to the Rainbow Magic Fairy Book Club. And today we're going to be doing something a tad bit different. You're going to have a reading buddy, or you could call it a snuggle buddy, whatever you would like to call it. But I have a stuffed animal I would like to share, and I'm going to read with it. So I would like you guys all to grab a special stuffed animal. Here's mine. Okay, this one's very, very, very special to me, and I have two others that are very special, just like this, because I got these like literally when I had just turned 1 year old. So yeah, I'm gonna use this one. It's a very, very special one, and I sleep with this every single night, and I love this one so much. So this is gonna be my little reading buddy. Okay, so today. So today we are gonna have Molly, the Goldfish Fairy, and she's a pet keeper fairy. If you have this book, go grab her. I'll give you a sec to go find it. Okay. So we are gonna go to the last chapter of Molly, the Goldfish Fairy. It's Winter Takes Off. I'm going to tell you about it because I already read the other chapters. So I wanted to read this chapter to you guys. Okay, here we go. Okay. Winter takes off. So, in Winter Takes Off, what's happening is, I'm going to tell you what happened in the book. So Rachel and Christy, the two girls, go with Christy's mom and dad, and they're going to the Wainwright's house, and that's just like their neighbor's last name, and they're like barbecuing and stuff, and there's a bunch of gnomes, okay, and the gnomes are like cute gnomes, but then the next chapter is called Gnomes Alive, okay, and Gnomes Alive is about, they see gnomes, but they're not actually gnomes, they're goblins. So Jack Frost probably sent them to get Molly, the Goldfish Fairy, because the mischievous pets went out of Jack Frost's ice castle into the human world. So they were out of fairyland. They were into the human world. So we are going to be reading the last chapter. But the goblins, they thought that the goblins were gnomes. They were just not gnomes, like they were holding like a shovel or something, wearing clothes. And what happened was one moved his arm, okay? And then Rachel or Christy, they were like, Rachel, did you see that? And yeah, so the gnomes were actually goblins. So let's keep going. And also they were playing tug of war to see who gets these two fish, because the Wainwrights have five or six fish in their little pond in their garden. And their garden is beautiful. I saw a picture of it here in the book. I'll try to find it. It's a very pretty picture. Okay, here's the one. Look at it. So here's the picture. It's a very pretty garden. So they're doing tug of war because one of the goblins stole one of the fish, and its name is Clown in the book. And I know that might be a funny name, but yeah, the fish's name is Clown. And Rachel and Christy had the magical fish, and the fish's name is Flash, I think. Yeah, I think I remember, yeah, it was Flash. I think so. They're doing tug of war to see, and whoever wins gets Clown and the magical fish to themselves. But Rachel and Christy really want to win with Molly because they want to save Clown, and they want to be able to keep the magic goldfish. Let's keep going. Okay. Winner takes off. At first, the goblins didn't notice. Then, suddenly, the golfer goblin gave a cry of rage. We're losing! Pull harder! The goblins stopped fighting, but two of them had lost their grip on the rope. As they struggled to get hold of it again, the girls and Molly pulled them even closer to the line. So there's a line, and it splits up the rope, and whoever pulls it further to the line will win. Okay. "You're not trying," yelled the golfer goblin, who was red in the face. He strained at the rope and managed to pull Christy a little way towards him. But in doing so, he poked the goblin behind him hard in the ribs with his elbows. Arrgh! The goblin dropped the rope and doubled over in pain. Okay. So it says a bad word here. So yeah. Okay. I don't know if I should say it because it's a bad word. Okay. I'm just going to read this one in my head because it's a bad word. "We've got them now," Christy panted. "Pull!" The golfer goblin's big green toes were almost on the line. With one mighty effort, the girls and Molly yanked him across to their side. Although they tried to dig their heels in, the other goblins came tumbling after him one by one. "We won!" Christy cried. The goblins were looking very shocked and very grumpy. Straight away they started arguing about which one of them was to blame. "The contest is over," Molly announced firmly, picking up her wand. "Give Clown back, please." "No," snapped the golfer goblin. Christy and Rachel looked at each other in dismay. The contest wasn't fair," the golfer goblin continued. "Of course it was fair," Rachel gasped. And you agreed to the rules," Christy pointed out. "We don't care. We're not giving the fish back," the golfer goblin told them, and the other goblins cheered. "Well," Molly put her hands on her hips, "I knew goblins were mean and naughty, but this is just too bad." Then she smiled at Rachel and Christy. "Don't worry, girls," she went on. "I have an idea." And with a flick of her wand, she sent a swirl of magic fairy dust towards Rachel and Christy. In the blink of an eye, the two girls were back to their normal size. "Go and get Clown, girls," Molly said, her green eyes dancing merrily. "After all, we won the contest fair and square." "Hey!" shouted the golfer goblin, jumping up and down angrily. His voice was so tiny, Rachel and Christy could hardly hear what he was saying. "You can't do that. Stop them." The tiny fairy-sized goblins scurried over as Rachel and Christy headed for the jam jar. But they were too small to stop the girls. Christy carefully tipped Clown back into the pond, and he swam away happily. Flash watched, looking very pleased, and then swam back to his fishbowl, shimmering and shining happily. Molly picked up the bowl, blew a kiss to Flash, and then flew down to the goblins. "You should have kept to your agreement," she said, shaking her head. She waved her wand again. Rachel and Christy watched as the goblins' fishing net lifted magically from the rock and drifted towards the goblins, surrounded by sparkling magic. It floated down over them, trapping all the goblins underneath. "Help!" they shouted fiercely. let us out. You'll find a way to escape when you learn to work together, Molly told them. What will happen to them? What will happen to them? Asked Rachel quietly. Molly grinned. My spell will wear off in a little while, and then the goblins will be their normal size again, she replied. But by then, I will have taken Flash back to Fairyland, so the other fish will be quite safe. And the goblins will have to hurry back to Jack Frost and tell him they failed once more. Flash swam to the top of his fishbowl, and shiny rainbow-colored bubbles poured from his open mouth. Flash says, "Thank you for all your help, girls," Molly translated, "and so do I." She glanced at the goblins who were still arguing under the fishing net. "They won't cause any more trouble, so go and enjoy your barbecue," she said, waving at the girls. "Goodbye," she cried, blowing the girls a kiss as she vanished in a swirl of sparkles. Christy beamed at Rachel. "Wasn't Flash gorgeous?" She said, "I'm so glad Molly's got him back." "Me too," Rachel agreed. "Now we've only got one magic pet left to find, and only one more day before I have to go home." Christy nodded. "I do hope we find Penny the Pony Fairy's magic pet tomorrow," she said. "Girls," Mrs. Tate called suddenly from the patio. "The food's ready." "Great," said Christy eagerly. "I'm starving after that tug of war." "So am I," Rachel laughed. We really worked up an appetite." And she and Christy hurried off up to the garden, leaving the grumbling goblins behind. Okay, and this is a sneak peek of Penny the Pony Fairy, but we're not going to read that. I'm going to be reading in the next video either Carla the School Fairy or Lindsay the Luck Fairy or Shannon the Ocean Fairy. And after I read one of those, I'll read the last Pet Keeper Fairy, which is Penny the Pony Fairy. And Penny the Pony Fairy is just right here. This is Penny. Here, I'm going to show you. We'll be reading this in a different episode. So I'll see you guys later today or tomorrow, and I'll be reading either Carla the School Fairy, Lindsay the Luck Fairy, or Shannon the Ocean Fairy. So please watch one of those videos. Okay.